Did you know that you could potentially earn $1,000 for every collection letter that you receive? Plus, you can also use that letter to get the collection off your credit report permanently. Keep watching if that sounds like something cool that you might want to do. Hey, Brian Diaz with US Credit Advocate here. So a little bit about collection letters. Whenever a collection agency acquires a debt, by law, they're required to send you what's called a Dunning letter. Now, that Dunning letter contains 5 pieces of information by law that allows you to validate the debt. Those 5 pieces of information are the amount of the debt, the name of the creditor to whom the debt's owed. Notice that the consumer has 30 days to dispute the debt before it's assumed to be valid. Notice that upon such written dispute, the collector will send the consumer a verification of the debt or a copy of the judgment. And notice that if within that 30-day period, the consumer makes a written request for the name and address of the original creditor, if it's different from the current creditor, then the debt collector has to provide that information. Now, during this 30-day period, the collection agency also cannot report to your credit report. So what does that mean for you? More often than not, when a collection agency forms the collection agency, the business, they will formulate their own Dunning letter. And what happens is they will reword the letter in such a way to make it unique to that collection agency. The problem with this is very oftentimes the words that they use can be very confusing to the alleged debtor. A Fair Debt Collection Practices attorney, they can very often spot where there's a potential violation to your rights as the alleged debtor. We partner with a number of attorneys that will do this for us, but they'll review the letter, and if they determine that there is a violation to your rights, they will then contact the collection agency on your behalf at no cost to you, and they will initiate a litigation and give the opportunity for the collection agency to settle. What generally happens is when there's a violation to your rights under the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, it's a $1,000 fine per occurrence. In other words, the collection agency is going to pay you $1,000, and then the Fair Debt Collection Practices attorney will also leverage that letter to get the collection off your credit report permanently. Now, again, this is no cost to you. Under the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, the judge will actually require that the collection agency pay the attorney's fees. So if this is something that applies to you, if you've received collection letters, go ahead and visit us at uscreditadvocate.com. We can review your Dunning letters, then put you in contact with a Fair Debt Collection Practices attorney that we work with in your area, and they can go ahead and pursue that collection for you and potentially earn you $1,000 for every case. Thanks for joining me. Please like and subscribe for more insider credit industry tips.